Welcome back. Bit of a different video today because long-time viewers of the channel will know that I have a bit of a thing for wireless earbuds, and so does the rest of the internet apparently, where there are no shortage of companies lining up and drowning our inboxes with offers of wireless earbuds to review and check out and promote on our channels in some way. So first of all, what I do want to say is that this video was in no way sponsored or endorsed by the company whose earbuds I'm going to be showing today. What I am going to say though is that they did send me a free review sample to check out. But the opinions on this video remain my own, and we'll leave it at that. We'll move on. So Mobvoi. Mobvoi is a company that has been making wireless earbuds and smartwatches for a little while. They were previously marketed under the TIC branding. So one of the earbuds, funnily enough, that I landed on and really love and appreciate are the TIC Pods Free. I got them about 2 years ago, and there's a comparison video on my channel which I compared a bunch of different headphones and earbuds to try and find one of the best values out there. Now you'll also know at different points, usually around the end of the year, I'll be looking at other ones. Last year I looked at some headphones from Diplay, but this year I'm looking at the Mobvoi earbuds ANC. Now, funnily enough, these are also marketed on their website as the TIC Pods ANC. ANC obviously standing for active noise cancellation. So the question is, at the $69 US that you guys can pick these up for, do they represent good value for money for what they are? So first of all, while my expectations were high going into this, I did have to temper them with the trade-offs that you inevitably have to make at this price point. So $70, or at least $70 promotionally. They're usually about $90, I think, US. So they come in the little case that looks very reminiscent to the AirPods Pro. They're quite a bit chunkier compared to past TicPod cases. Volume-wise, they're probably similar, but for some reason these feel way more pocketable, and the little lanyard thing that comes with them is super handy compared to these ones, which are also not textured. They're a really slippery case. So keep that in mind. These things will slide out of your pocket like no tomorrow. However, on the inside, you've got the two earbuds themselves. Now, the earbuds themselves come with silicone tips that are designed to fit in your ear really snug. Now, there's good things and bad things with the way that these are designed. So first of all, the silicone earbuds do create quite a passive noise cancelling seal, very similar to the original TIC Pods Free, which I still love. However, the TIC Buds ANC have a more in-ear design, a little bit similar to how we've seen Apple go with their AirPods Pro. Now, the problem with that is that over long periods of time, I do find these do get uncomfortable. However, the trade-up that you do get is that the passive noise cancelling does feel more effective than the TIC Pods of previous generations and a lot of other truly wireless earbuds. Now, obviously, adding to this, you have the active noise cancelling, which you can activate by long pressing this side of the headphone. But the seal that it creates in your ears is created by those silicone tips, and they are swappable for different sizes depending on how big your ear cavities are. Once they're in, you can long press the side of them, and that'll activate the quiet mode, which will basically try and cut out all of the ambient noise around you. Now, in terms of me talking, it doesn't eliminate much in the way of chatter or like talking volume, but it does eliminate low hums, so things like fan noise or air conditioning or traffic or whatever, those sort of low drony noises. It does do a really great job of knocking those out for the price. While I haven't been able to go on a plane lately, as a lot of people haven't, I can't really test what that's like. But on driving and stuff like that, it does do a fairly good job of knocking out cabin noise for the price. I doubt there are very many options that are around $70 US that can get you this far when it comes to active noise cancellation. Now, you can tap and hold again, and you'll get the pass-through mode, which allows you to hear everything else that's going on around you. It just activates the microphones on the earbuds themselves and passes it through. Now, for me talking right now, it kind of sounds like there's like a 0.5 of a second delay, or probably not even, and it sounds like I'm on a phone call with myself, if that makes sense. So it does actually do a very good job of letting other conversations into your earbuds, because like I said, these are quite passively sealed in that when you put them on, it'd be very easy to not be able to hear a conversation on the other side of the room. But when you've got the pass-through mode activated, you can actually hear conversations, which is a nice feature to have at $70. That way you do have a choice between being deaf and being able to hear conversations as well as your music at the same time. So here's where we get to some other just niceties that I appreciate at the price range. So first of all, we do have the fact that these are Bluetooth 5.0 and they do have 13mm drivers in them. Now most earbuds around this kind of size are usually dealing with 9 to 10 millimeter drivers as a general rule. So 13mm does give you much deeper sound. I will say that when it comes to pop and bass, the low end is pretty strong coming through these. Now what I will say though is that this stereo separation, or the sound stage of what you're dealing with when you're listening to these, are not as wide or not as pinpoint detailed. And how well headphones do stereo separation can give you a really great indicator of where that sound is locationally. These do not have as great a stereo separation as even the other TicPods in the lineup. What I find is that while the bass is more rich here, so going for a run and having something really thumping in your head is more possible with these ones, the high end and stereo separation seems more accurate on the TicPods Free, definitely, and to a lesser degree, but still noticeable, the TicPods 2. These are the standard ones, not the pros. Okay, then we come up against the obvious stuff that is clearly being removed at this price point to keep them from competing with the more expensive TicPod line, and that is the swipey gestures. And they do have some tap functionality on the top of them, like a lot of wireless earbuds do these days. They don't have any swipe gestures on the earbuds themselves, on the stems, like the rest of the Mobvoi TicPod line do. And I've noticed the inconvenience that causes. Having to pull out my phone to change the volume and do dumb stuff like that, especially volume changing more than anything, is an inconvenience that you don't pay for, that you don't pay for. But you got to make that trade-off. Do you want the active noise cancellation, or would you like the gesture support? And if you do want to get both, then you end up spending more and you move up the line. So USB Type-C charging is also nice. The amount of battery charge cycles that are held in this case is very impressive, especially compared to the very puny case of the TicPods 2, which only holds a couple of charge cycles. This one's a big boy and has a lot of battery stored away. The other thing that I do appreciate is that the pairing process on these, because of Bluetooth 5.0 for compatible devices, is a lot quicker than past generations as well. Nice to see, but you'd expect that for a relatively current generation product. Okay, so here are my final thoughts and criticisms. So first of all, when it comes to overall playback, I have noticed that occasionally the connection will drop out. And usually I can solve that, or try to solve it, with a firmware update. But here's where things get a little weird. So in Mobvoi's app, they have an app that usually allows you to pair TicWatches and TicPods, and they have all the other models of TicPods listed except for the noise cancelling ones. I don't know what's up with that, but when I tried to pair them up, you can see there, or maybe you can't see there, but I've got lots of other options here for the TicPods 2, the TicPods 2 Pro, the TicPods 2 Pro Plus, all these other headphones, and including the Mobvoi earbud gestures, which are, I think, the spiritual successors to the original TicPods. And I don't have an option there for the active noise cancelling ones, which means that if there is a firmware update, I don't have a way to find it, which means that I don't know whether these things will be able to get any issues fixed regarding the connection dropping out. So yeah, I'll leave that for you to decide. If you do want to get one of these, there is a link in the description below that you can use. But here's the kicker. I still come back to these TicPods Free when I'm reaching for a pair of earbuds to listen to. They're just a little bit more reliable. I like the sound profile on them, and the volume controls on them are nicer, and the case is more pocketable, and it's textured so it doesn't come out. That's what it boils down to for me. Your mileage will vary, so let me know if you have any other recommendations for wireless earbuds in the comment section below. And yeah, if you do like the look of these, then definitely go get yourself a pair, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and Happy New Year. I'll probably see you again before then. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.